Hey Highlanders, Mateo here from Zpacks. When it comes to multi-day hiking, clothing selection can be the difference maker between a heavy pack and a light pack. With a mindful approach to clothing, it's not unusual for a newer hiker to find an entire pound or two of weight savings in their pack. To achieve these weight savings, we're going to have to think of our clothing as a system of individual items designed to work together to keep us safe and comfortable in the conditions that we expect to encounter. The goal is to create a system that will allow us to put on additional clothing layers for added warmth, or to peel them off to let our bodies cool down. Each item in our system providing maximum performance, working together to keep us comfortable in each situation that we will encounter. A solid clothing system will eliminate the need to bring two clothing items that serve a similar purpose, freeing up space in your pack and making it lighter. I'd like to describe mine as a system that will keep me warm and dry down to 20 degrees. For the purpose of this video, we're going to focus on 3-season backpacking. 3-season backpacking begins in the spring, goes through summer, and into fall. A 3-season layering system should cover most of the situations that a hiker would experience during these seasons. A backpacking layering system consists of 3 categories: base layers, mid layers, and outer layers. A base layer is worn next to skin and plays a vital role in your body's moisture management, helping to move sweat away from your body. To encourage moisture management, it is important to select fabrics that will get the job done. Typically, people lean towards synthetic materials for their base layers, as they dry quickly and perform well in most conditions. Merino wool is another popular option, due to its natural odor-resistant properties. There are also merino and synthetic blends that take advantage of the strength of both of these materials. You'll want to avoid cotton base layer options, as they do not perform well when wet, take a long time to dry, and do not retain heat. Items that fall into the base layer category are underwear. Typically, you'll only need 1 to 2 pairs. Don't get too grossed out. You can easily clean these with water found on trail or when in town. Hiking socks. Just like your underwear, these can easily be washed with water that is found on trail. This typically allows most hikers to carry only 1 or 2 pairs. A hiking shirt. This covers everything from a short sleeve to a long sleeve to a sun hoodie, and my personal favorite, the button-up. You can usually get away with only carrying 1 of these. Hiking shorts. Whether you like that big baggy look or that 80s marathoner vibe, you only need 1 pair. Hiking pants. Just like shorts, you only need 1 pair. You can even take my approach and leave the pants at home and simply wear your rain pants over your shorts when needed. Bonus points for all those dad bosses out there bringing those convertible zip-off pants. Leggings. This is one of those optional items usually worn with sleeping. You only really need 1 pair, if at all. A thermal shirt. Same goes for the shirt that goes for the leggings. You'll only need 1, if at all. A hat. If you're bringing more than 1 hat, you really love hats. Gaiters. Another optional item that only requires 1 pair, if at all. Garments like these, made with lighter and more technical fabrics, can easily reduce your carried weight and take up less room in your pack. The next category in our system are mid layers. Mid layers are designed to be worn over your base layers and to provide additional warmth. When purchasing these items, be mindful that because they're intended to be worn over other layers of clothing, you may need to size up from your typical size. Some common examples of mid layers are gloves. Every good layering system should include a quality pair of gloves. This is something you only need 1 pair of, especially when paired with rain mitts. Sleep socks or insulated booties. These are 100% optional, but if you sleep cold, you probably want to bring a pair. A beanie. These are great for cold mornings or sleeping on cold nights. You only need 1 of these. A fleece top. This includes everything from a vest to a zip-up to my personal favorite, a hooded pullover. Pick the right one for your trip, and that's all you'll need. 1. Fleece pants. These are 100% optional, but they're perfect for sleeping in or for wearing when doing laundry in town. An insulated jacket. This is an absolute must-have when the temperatures start to drop. Rarely will you need it while hiking, but when the sun starts to go down, you'll be glad you had it. You'll only need 1 of these. Mid layers are great for insulation and retaining warmth. Ultralight versions typically breathe better, pack down smaller, and are far lighter than traditional versions. Going with these options proves that you don't have to look like you're going on an Arctic expedition or a mountaineering excursion to the top of K2 to be safe and comfortable on trail. The last category in our layering system is the outer layer. Just as they sound, they're intended to be worn on the outside of all of your other clothing. They are primarily intended to protect you from weather like rain and wind. It is even more important to be mindful of sizing with these layers, as they are intended to be worn over as many as 3 different layers of clothing, one of which may be your insulated jacket. You will only need one each of the following outer layer examples. Rain mitts. These come in especially handy on those cold and rainy fall days. A rain jacket, an absolute necessity for just about any hike. Rain pants. If temps can drop below 60 degrees, it's probably not a bad idea to bring a pair along. A wind shell. These are 100% optional, but if you think you're going to be on exposed ridge lines, it may not be a bad idea to bring one along for that extra protection. In most circumstances, a quality, ultralight breathable rain jacket can be used in place of a wind shell. Outer layers are really safety layers, designed to keep you dry and prevent you from being battered by the wind. High quality outer layers can literally be a lifesaver. Now that we've covered all the categories in our layering system, we can start thinking about which item in each category will work for us and how we can implement them into our own personal layering system. Before deciding what we're going to include in our layering system, we must first research our route and know what to expect in terms of terrain and weather. It's only after we have this information that we can make a truly informed decision on what we should bring and what we can safely leave behind. It may take a few shakedown hikes before you get comfortable with your system, but we're going to give you some real-world layering examples to help get you started. Our first 2 examples will be based on cool or cold temperatures in dry conditions. Imagine early mornings or late afternoons in the desert. Example 1. For your base layer, you'll be wearing underwear, socks, gloves, pants, and a long sleeve shirt. For your mid layer, you'll wear your zip-up fleece and your insulated jacket. You may not need an outer layer as the conditions are dry and the combination of the fleece and insulated jacket are providing you with plenty of warmth. Example 2. For your base layer, you'll be wearing underwear, socks, gloves, shorts, and your sun hoodie. For your mid layer, you might just wear your hooded fleece pullover and your beanie. For your outer layer, you could use rain pants and a rain jacket to provide added warmth. Our second set of examples are based off cool or cold temperatures in wet conditions. Think the Appalachian Trail in spring or Washington State in October. Example 1. For your base layer, you'll be wearing underwear, socks, gloves, hiking pants, and a button-up shirt. For your mid layer, you might wear your fleece vest and a beanie. For your outer layer, you could wear your rain pants, rain mitts, and use your wind shell underneath your rain jacket. Example 2. For your base layer, you'll wear your underwear, your socks, your gloves, hiking pants, and a short sleeve shirt. For your mid layer, you might wear your zip-up fleece and your insulated jacket. For your outer layer, you could use your rain pants, rain mitts, and rain jacket. Our third set of examples are based around warm or hot temperatures and dry conditions. Think the Southern California desert in spring or the PCT in Oregon in August. Example 1. For your base layer, you'll wear underwear, socks, a hat, hiking pants, and a sun hoodie. You will most likely not need a mid layer. If the conditions are windy, you may want to wear a wind shell, but chances are you probably don't need one. Example 2. For your base layer, you'll wear underwear, socks, a hat, hiking shorts, and a button-up shirt. You will most likely not need a mid layer. If the conditions are windy, you may want to wear a wind shell, but chances are you're not going to need one. Our last set of examples are based around warm or hot temperatures and wet conditions. Think the Appalachian Trail in the summer. Example 1. For your base layer, you'll be wearing underwear, socks, a hat, hiking pants, and a short sleeve shirt. You will most likely not need a mid layer. If the conditions are rainy, you may want to wear a rain jacket as your outer. Example 2. For your base layer, you'll want to be wearing underwear, socks, a hat, shorts, and a sun hoodie. You will most likely not need a mid layer. If the conditions are rainy, you may want to actually skip your rain jacket and let the rain cool you off. Trying to stay dry when it's hot out and you're climbing a mountain is almost impossible even when it's not raining. If you throw a rain jacket on top, it's going to be almost impossible not to be sweaty. We hope these examples gave you a little perspective and perhaps some inspiration. I've also included a link in the description to my personal 3-season layering system if you'd like to see what I personally bring. Obviously, hiking clothing is a very personal choice. We all have our own preferences when it comes to fabrics, comfort, and style. Even with that, your personal setup may vary slightly depending on trip, elevation profile, and expected weather conditions. Working towards a solid layering system can greatly reduce the amount of space clothing takes up in your pack, and greatly reduce your pack's weight, minimizing the burden on your body and allowing you to enjoy your time on trail even more. Through thoughtful consideration and experience, you should be able to create a layering system that works for you and keeps you comfortable and safe, and ultimately, one that works for you.